Welcome back for the mobile gaming fanatics. I'm MyTyme, MyNBA2k17, and we're going to try and fit a few things into today's video, try and keep it under that 10-minute mark for you guys. We have the road to the championship, and it is the San Antonio Spurs. So if we start with a super rare Patty Mills and an ultra rare Manu Ginobili, I'm pretty sure the majority of you are just going to just zoom past these cards. There's no real need to collect them. Even if you're just starting out, they'll become obsolete pretty quickly, but once we hit the epics, they could still be of some use to people. We've got Tony Parker out here, two Tony Parkers in the point guard position. We've then got Pau Gasol in the legendary position. And what's an interesting fact about, well, not a fact, but an interesting thing about these kind of cards is if you are still needing legendary cards and legendary pros, and this makes a pro for you or duplicate or whatever, it's good because he's a dual position card. He's centre and a power forward. However, as a result, you tend to find these kind of cards. Say, look here, his best stat is the offense. You would normally find, for example, if you had just a straight up centre who was playing and offense was their best stat, they would probably be around the 460-ish mark. They may be fractionally less, but they generally tend to be a bit better in one or two of the stats than the dual position players. Dual position players tend to be a little bit more rounded, and obviously they offer you more versatility by being able to play in two positions for seasons, for road to the championships, etc. So you can get the bonus for them playing in position, but they also then tend to be they don't tend to have quite as strong as stats, or a single strong stat anyway. They tend to be a little bit more well-rounded. We then hit LaMarcus Aldridge for the star, which I'm going to try and get both of these cards. We will see if my team is good enough. Then hit Kawhi Leonard, which I don't think I'm going to be able to get, unfortunately, unless I get really lucky in some pools and stuff. If we click edit lineup for the moment, kind of this is what I'm running. Yes, I can remove a few of these cards and improve it, which I will work on once we get to the slightly harder stages. All the epic cards can come out. I'll start feeding them away into other cards, but I am lacking on the pro side of the star cards. I will need a few more star pros. I mean, there isn't a huge difference between the single stars and the legendary pros. What you're going to want to do if you want to get the higher cards, okay guys, and I haven't done this for a long time, okay, so do bear with me if I am a little bit wrong here. Please correct me. But as you can see, for example, my small forward position, I've got 3-star pros in. So what I will eventually do is I will make my small forward position a strong position, and probably my point guard. So we've both got Chris Paul and John Wall. So I'd move, for example, Dwight Howard over here. I've got, which I can show you soon, I can pro my Giannis because I have 2 more of him which I bought. And I will make both the point guard and the small forward positions like my best positions. I would then use one of either the centre, the power forward, or the shooting guard to put the rest of my kind of semi-strongish cards, whatever I get. And then I'm going to make both the shooting guard and the power forward the weak positions. So by weak positions, I mean I've thrown all my extra cards, and the idea is that I will just try and win the 2-player game and the 1-player game when it comes into a matchup, or I will just throw away, if it's two people picked to begin with, I'll throw away the 2 weakest cards, and then I'll try and win the 3 single cards for the quarters, because obviously you don't have to win every single matchup. You just have to win overall to get the points to win the game, to get your plus 14, plus 7, whatever. So that's what I'm going to try and do. Try and work on building a team of about 12 people who can hopefully then carry me through to at least the first event card. Now, if we come to my cards, you will see here, as we scroll down, Paul Wall isn't finished yet. I went with the playmaking one. We will put the specs on him later, and I will probably be stat charging all these cards once we get later on in road to the championship. Another thing you would want to do, guys, or tip when it starts to get a bit more difficult, stat charge those cards, help you get a little bit further on the slightly harder levels. Excuse me. Excuse me. And yeah, that will then help you get through and potentially get a bit further before you have to drop down. So here's my Giannis, and we're going to come pro him once we take him out of our season. Now, just before we come and collect those season rewards, one thing that I would like to let some of you people know is I really do wish that I could play this game a bit more, and apologies that I can't. As I show you how I managed to get here, it was going to be tough between me and Drunken Asian, but he never actually energized. I had a bot in the final, which was good. Yeah, I would like to come in and play these games more, but the problem I have is that I do play this game. I do play the other versions of Cat Daddy games, both the WWE and the NHL, and I try to be competitive in those. I do play W Champions, and I also play other games off of camera at the moment, like Summoner's War, DC Legends. What else do I play? I've still got Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, all these kind of games which I started a while ago, and it is very hard for me to play everything. I mean, if anyone wants a challenge, then hey, please play all three. Just try and play all three Cat Daddy games over a weekend and be competitive in all the modes. It is difficult. So as a result, I am trying. I did get the event card in the last King of the Court. I am going to try and get at least the star or the 2-star cards in this event. I do not know if my team is good enough, people, as we collect this reward. Ideally, we want Dirk or Hakeem, because that will give us a pro, and I will probably even use a star contract on that if I did get them. Even a single is not too bad, because it replaced one of those epic cards for the time being, and it's Clyde Drexler. Well, not that, that it's not too good in a specialisation there, been unfortunate, so kind of not really going to probably do too much with this card. Would have loved to have been able to try and make another pro, though. I really, really, really do need to get those pros working. Anyway, we can come back to that. We can pro that Giannis off cam. Now, last thing that I just kind of wanted to go over in terms of a couple of pointers for people as they... In fact, I'm going to just play one game as I go over these pointers for you. Two things which my opinion, I would suggest people doing if you are not already doing. So, first of all, buying packs. People have asked me, is it worth buying packs? Which pack should I buy? To be honest with you, if you want to spend credits in the game and you want to progress through the game, you'd be much better off buying cards from the auction house. Okay, you'd be better off buying a pro from the auction house than trying to buy packs and potentially get a card. Now remember, any card you get from packs you can't sell anyway. So a card that you buy from the auction house you can't resell. Cards you get from packs you can't resell. So you're not losing out anything there. The only thing you're doing is if you pull a card from a pack and then you pull the same card off the board, you could potentially pro it and sell it later on. But for this time being, if you're trying to improve your team and move through the tiers and build a deck, then you'd be better off to save those credits rather than spending 4,000 credits on a pack or 10,000 credits on a couple of packs, whatever it is. Put them in the auction house, play the game, get cards, sell the cards in the auction house, because it will cost you between 25 to like kind of 45 credits, 50 credits, depending what you're trying to sell. If it's pros, if it's legendary cards, etc. Sell your cards, get the RP, and then go into the auction house, buy the single card you need or the pros, whatever it is. You will sell quite a lot of cards for example, 4,000 credits, which is like the record setter pack. And with all that RP you're guaranteed to get yourself either a star card or a couple of star pros or legendary pros or whatever it is you need. Guaranteed. It's a much better investment in your money. It does obviously require a bit more time, because you do need to play the events or play the games to get the cards to be able to sell, but you're guaranteed something at the end. Building up that RP and buying cards that can help you is a better investment than just buying the odd pack here and there, where you have to hope to get lucky in. And another question I was asked is, why are there no wild cards? Well, my opinion of why there is no wild cards is because of what they're trying to do with the auction house. Now, if you notice here, for example, like I just did with my Greek Freak Giannis, I pulled him and I've gone and bought 2 from the auction house. Now, if they had star cards, it would stop people technically needing to use the auction house as much. And now the fact that they actually charge you credits for putting cards for sale in the auction house, it makes sense for them to remove wild cards, because they're going to make more money. Yes, it's only little bits at a time, but if I had a star card, then I can just pull a card off the board. Sorry, not a star card, a wild card, pull it off the board, pro it straight away, never have to go to the auction house. This way, they're now encouraging people to have to use the auction house to buy cards to make pros, and to get the RP to do so, you need to sell cards, okay? There are other ways around it. I'm not going to go into that and give my opinions on them in this video, but that's the basic theory of it. Hence why I don't think you'll be seeing wild cards in this mode. Anyway, I've been MyTyme. Thank you very much. Let me know what you're going for in this road to the championship. I'm going to try and get those cards for you if I can get a team. I'll keep you posted with my progress. But good luck, people. Thanks for watching as ever, and I'll see you all soon.